So, we all saw that horrible finale of Season 5, and let me tell you, the amount of plot holes that exist are insane. Like, genuinely, I don't even understand how the writers forgot this much stuff about their own show. There are so many things that either make no sense, get contradicted by older seasons, or are just straight up forgotten about completely. And today, we are going to go through them. Because trust me, the deeper you go into this finale, the worse it actually becomes. So, make sure to stay till the end, because some of these plot holes are actually insane. Starting off with Sister Sage not understanding love anymore, which makes absolutely no sense because Homelander literally said earlier in the season, "You're not distracted after Godolkin dumped you, you're not numbing the heartache by lobotomizing yourself." This means Sage clearly understands what love is, heartbreak is, attachment is, and emotional pain is. But then suddenly, near the end of the season, the writers act like Sage is this emotionless alien that has never experienced human connection before. They have a character understand heartbreak in one episode and then suddenly act like they are discovering emotions for the first time later on. And speaking of Sage, another giant plot hole is her just abandoning her entire world destruction plan because Soldier Boy showed affection to Homelander. Like, I'm sorry, but what? This woman spent the whole season basically manipulating society, helping Homelander gain power, creating chaos everywhere, and talking like humanity is beyond saving. She had a whole plan dedicated to destroying the world. But then Soldier Boy has one emotional moment with Homelander, and suddenly Sage changes sides, sacrifices herself, saves everybody, and then just walks away with no consequences whatsoever. So basically, for the smartest person alive, and she changes her entire ideology that fast. Another plot hole is how did Butcher and Starlight survive for an entire year while being wanted, like Huey, and Frenchie went to jail? But really, no one could identify Starlight disguised as a firecracker dancer. Homelander practically controls America at this point. Vought has surveillance everywhere, soups are everywhere, yet somehow nobody could identify Starlight or Butcher. Now let's talk about Homelander in the final fight, because this might be the biggest inconsistency in the entire finale. First of all, this man literally goes to space and comes back in like 2 seconds. That's insanely fast. At those speeds, Butcher should not even be able to react to him. Homelander should basically move like the Flash at that point. But then suddenly, during the fight, he moves like it's low gravity. Everything feels slow and heavy for some reason. Butcher is somehow keeping up with him in close combat, even though Homelander should realistically destroy him instantly. And then there's the laser inconsistency. Earlier episode showed that Homelander's lasers can literally cut Kimiko in half in seconds. But now suddenly, he can't laser Kimiko in half anymore? Sometimes the lasers destroy everything instantly, and other times they barely even damage clothes. The writers just completely ignore their own power scaling whenever the plot needs somebody to survive. And this happens the whole season with Homelander. Sometimes he's treated like an unstoppable god, and other times he suddenly forgets half his abilities. Earlier seasons made him terrifying because characters were scared to even whisper around him due to his super hearing. But now, characters are basically planning rebellions in nearby rooms, and Homelander somehow notices nothing. The show selectively remembers his powers only when convenient. This isn't technically a plot hole, but the way the Gen cast was handled is actually sad. Like, genuinely, what was the point of building all these characters up for 2 seasons just for them to become background NPCs at the end? They spent all this time hyping up Marie especially. People genuinely thought she might be one of the few people capable of actually hurting Homelander. She literally manipulates blood, explodes body parts, killed a powerful V1 suit before, and was being built up like she would play a massive role in the final conflict. And then what happens? She basically drives people to Canada. That's it. The entire Gen cast gets sidelined during the biggest event in the universe. All these characters who are more useful than the boys half the time just disappear from the main action. And after the finale, we still don't even know what happened to them properly. Are they still in Canada? Did they come back? The show just moves on like none of it mattered. Also, the way Oh Father died is insane. But did Ashley mean to kill him by using that? Did she mean to actually use it on him? We will never know, I guess. P.S. A massive question nobody in the show seems to care about is what happened to the sprinkler system after Butcher put the virus in it. Because unless somebody removed the virus afterward, then technically it should still be there, which means Huey didn't actually stop anything. He delayed it. Eventually those sprinklers are going to activate and spread the virus anyway. And another thing, if Butcher dumped the virus into the sprinkler water system, then wouldn't it already become airborne eventually? Are sprinkler tanks airtight? If not, then shouldn't the virus already be spreading around the building? The show introduces this massive world-ending threat and then completely ignores the actual consequences behind it. Another giant issue is that both Soldier Boy and V1 could basically be removed from the season entirely and almost nothing changes. And that is actually insane when you think about how much screen time was spent on them. V1 especially was just a giant waste of time. Characters risked their lives for it. Entire episodes revolved around it. Everybody acted like it was the most important thing ever, and then it basically meant nothing. Think about it. What actually changes if Homelander never gets V1? Seriously, how does the final battle change? How does the plot change? Barely at all. The season spends over half its runtime building up V1, and then it has almost zero payoff. Soldier Boy suffers from the same problem. Jensen Ackles was still entertaining, obviously, but story-wise, he barely changes anything. Season 3 built him up as one of the only people capable of fighting Homelander. But in Season 5, he mostly just exists for fan service moments and emotional scenes that don't actually change the plot much. The writers clearly wanted Butcher versus Homelander to stay the focus, so Soldier Boy ends up feeling weirdly pointless. He doesn't even show up in last episode, which I kind of wanted to see him in it. Not to mention the Deep surviving A-Train smashing into him in Season 4, but then an octopus can suddenly push a tentacle through his skull easily. Really? So a literal speedster collision doesn't kill him, but an octopus somehow can. The show keeps changing durability levels, depending on what death scene they think looks cool. This entire season genuinely feels ChatGPT written sometimes, because it feels like the writers forgot their own universe rules every other episode. They forgot Sage had empathetic accuracy. They forgot Marie could literally revive dead people. They forgot Kimiko didn't even grow up in the USA, so there is no reason she should know Bombsight's girlfriend the way she does. They forgot Marie literally killed a powerful V1 suit before, yet somehow the show acts like Homelander is untouchable. Sometimes Soldier Boy's blast destroys everything that comes in its way. Butcher's crowbar stays intact even after Homelander dives on it on his full strength. Sometimes Homelander's laser can cut Kimiko in half, and sometimes it doesn't even damage her clothes. Homelander can go to space and return in 2 seconds, but can't escape a room when his life depends on it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.